Let me start this by saying that I never would have had any dream of doing this video. However, something fell into my lap, and I've been trying to get in touch with Mr. Math Boylan for some time now. And well, actually, all day today. Called him a couple times. Got his telephone number from a mutual so-called friend.
Anyway, some more gal called me today because I've been playing friendly nice with this motherfucker just because I've had so much trouble out of fucking Pat Steer and Mark Sargent and fucking all the rest of them.
And gave him a call a couple times. Never actually left him a message, and never got a call back. Apparently, Matt claims to have called me. I never seen the call, but he certainly didn't try very hard because I'm always home, and I usually return all my calls. You can ask anybody that calls me. But anyway, had some information fall into my lap, and I wanted to talk to Matt about it before I went public with it. Because as an investigative journalist, you know the truth is sort of our goal. And so this truth falling into my lap is going to be spread throughout the community. And then, I find this video of Matt basically dissing me after I've never done anything to him. I've actually he's been a guest on one of our shows on This Week in Flat Earth. I've always been very respectful and actually very grateful for him because he was one that woke me up. But his credibility as this squeaky clean
Because I'm pretty squeaky clean.
NASA employee is coming into question. Now I don't have any evidence to support the notion that he wasn't a subcontractor for NASA, so that may be true. But when somebody is known to be deceptive, then you sort of have to scrutinize everything else that they've said before or since. So I'll just roll this quick clip and let you guys decide, who's the aggressor here and who is basically just pointing out some crazy truth. Now, I don't have anything against homosexuality, but I do have something against people selling out their morality for a buck. Now, personally, I would never do this, certain things that Matt Boylan did with apparently gay men. I wouldn't do that, in front of a dozen people, in front of cameras and spotlights with my own wife, let alone some guy. And it just sort of goes to show what sort of more moral integrity a person
Because
had.
I'm pretty squeaky clean.
I've had lots of jobs throughout my life, and I've, just like I told Tiger Dan, Mr. Matt Powerland, my wife is suffering from a fatal disease, and I'm trying to, spend these last couple years taking care of her. And I usually work from home. I've had a home-based business for many years, and so for you to say that I don't work just goes to show what a poor researcher you are. You're being ignorant, and you're just basically trying to discredit me. But I'll tell you what, anybody that tries to discredit me always ends up on the shit end of that stick because I have nothing to hide. I'm an open book, and I think that you probably should have come forward with this bit of information about you being a Canadian gay soft porn star, or however you want to justify it to yourself, ahead of time. You knew we were going to find out about it, and so for you to say that it's nothing to be ashamed of, maybe it isn't to you, but to me, it sort of shows what sort of moral character you have, and the truth is still the truth, with or without you. As a proponent for it, or as a reliable source of information, or a trustworthy person, the truth is still going to be the truth. So I respect you for that, but I don't respect you for claiming to have tried to call me, because I didn't miss any calls from you. If I did miss your call, I apologize. I actually called you twice today before recording this and getting ready to render this video to, sort of give you an opportunity to explain your side of the story. But instead, you're going to come out basically calling me a bum, calling me a piece of crap when you've done shows with me and Lori Ferrari. So, yet again, we have another flat earth sort of self-proclaimed leader becoming a turncoat, a liar, and this is coming out to be sort of a pattern, isn't it? Wow.
If you're wrong, are you going to tell everybody?
And what about you? Where do you come from?
Your imagination.
Meaning, what's your background, your studies, what
Self-taught. High realist painter. Started painting at the age of 3.
In my eyes. God, you do look different. I think the interesting part is how we hook up after all these years. I mean, you used to make fun of me for being a sissy, and now here we are, getting it on.
Jeff, you're a hard worker.
I'm just telling you,
Hey, Jeff, real quick.
the war dial's fixing to come after you, and it's not gonna be quick, get me off the phone yet. You need to fucking sit down and fucking get ready to get on your computer, because you're gonna have to bring this shit out before they do. If they fucking bring this shit out, they're gonna slam you, and everybody's gonna look at that and say, oh,
Yeah.
no, that's the
Okay, real quick, man, because Jeff, do you hear me? Are you listening?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay, me and you have jobs. Okay, you're a room painter. You're a painter. I'm a contract artist and painter and designer. I gotta work. Morguile, I don't even know why he fucking calls himself that. He doesn't have a job. Lori Ferry doesn't have a job. Patricia Steer doesn't have a job. Mark Sargent doesn't have a job.
Great. My glasses are broken, I'm sure. Oh, you're so cute when you're mad. I'll fool around later. You want a beer? Thanks.
Lori Ferry doesn't have a job. And we're going to do an experiment with Lori Ferry's team out in Florida, where we're going to point a telescope on a telescopic camera. Lori Ferry doesn't have a job. And we're going to do an experiment with Lori Ferry's team out in Florida, where we're going to... Lori Ferry doesn't have a job. And we're going to do an experiment with Lori Ferry's team out in Florida, where we're going to... Is this that Lori Ferry bullshit hangout? Or anti-Semitic? Like, how would they take it out? Like, they won't take me out, like, framing me on a lot of things, because I'm pretty squeaky clean.
In my eyes. God, you do look different. I think the interesting part is how we hook up after all these years. I mean,
I'm a contract artist and painter and designer. I gotta work. Morguile, I don't even know why he fucking calls himself that. He doesn't have a job. Lori Ferry doesn't have a job. Patricia Steer doesn't have a job. Mark Sargent doesn't have a job. Okay? Lawrence Wright doesn't have a job. Their job is to be on me and then take me out so nobody plans an expedition to Antarctica. A real one, 6 ships. And we're going to do an experiment with Lori Ferry's team out in Florida, where we're going to point a telescope on a telescopic camera, and the boat's going to take off, and we're going to see if it descends below a curve on a flat, plain water surface.
where's that condom?
Passport? Where are you going after this?
Paris, Italy. That expired in high school. I just use it for ID.
Holy crap! Wait a second, this is you?
Oh no.
You're Barry the Fairy? I'm a contract artist and painter and designer. I gotta work. Morguile, I don't even know why he fucking calls himself that. He doesn't have a job. Lori Ferry doesn't have a job. Patricia Steer doesn't have a job. Mark Sargent doesn't have a job. Okay? Lawrence Wright doesn't have a job. Their job is to be on me and then take me out so nobody plans an expedition to Antarctica. A real one, 6 ships.
Now, I really hate to be the one to break this to you, Matt Powerland, Boylan, Gaiman. I was a big proponent for you. I stood up for you when people were always talking shit against you. I've been sort of a proponent for your videos, and for you to just basically attack me for no reason. Like I said, when we had you on our show. We were nothing but courteous. I asked you about what it was like working in conjunction with NASA. You sort of danced around the answer. You never really answered the question, and I accepted that. But for you to all of a sudden, you got fucking mental problems, dude. I'm sorry, man, but you got mental problems. I had nothing but love for you prior to this little charade of yours. You know, maybe this is your little Masonic dichotomy in order to boost your popularity, but it's not going to work on me. I'm just going to expose you for what you are, which is obviously a person without any sort of moral compass. You call a job getting in bed with men. That's not a job. That makes you a fucking sodomite whore. And whether you penetrated that dude's rear or not doesn't make a difference. It still goes to show that you have no moral character. You do anything for a buck. You're untrustworthy. You're a liar. I've had lots of jobs. I've got technical ability. I still have a small home based business, but most of my time has been dedicated towards flat earth videos instead of whatever it is that you're doing, painting circles in the fucking dirt. But, my job is to spread the truth, and I do get a very small amount of revenue from that from YouTube ads, which is perfectly legal, and I say that it's actually more respectable than crawling under the sheets with some dude. But I also, there's actually a community of people out there that are willing to support my channel and to support my efforts, and it's because of the very generous members of this community who see that there's more to life than just materialism. Although we do need to pay our bills in order to survive, they see that there's more in this life to materialism, and so are generous instead of basically soulless whores. And, my opinion of you has changed from an honest person that was, a little bit eccentric, but came out with the truth. And that opinion has changed to someone who basically lies and has no self-respect. And either you're gay, and that's fine, but you sort of put on a persona as a tough guy, or you're straight and you're a total whore to the almighty dollar. Either way, you don't have my respect or endorsement anymore. You did, and then sit there talk shit about Lori Ferrari when you've been on her show many times. She has considered you a friend, and she mentioned on one of the last shows she brought some things into question. I considered Jeff Stewart sort of a recent friend, but apparently, he's what did he say? He's playing that motherfucker like a fiddle or whatever, just to paraphrase. Well, that's cool, Jeff. I thought you were a friend, but I guess, friends are sort of hard to come by when everybody's vying for this leader position. And, you got Eric Dubay dressing up like a girl, pretending to be Patricia Steer. You've got Matt Boylan actually being a gay soft porn back in the day and not telling anybody about that. Um, so this should be a leaderless movement, but if there is going to be a leader, I think it should be somebody with some type of integrity and not just claims to be squeaky clean. Because yeah, you might be squeaky clean, all right. Um, I guarantee you're squeaky clean, but not in the sense of being respectable. If you catch my drift, I'm going to peace out on that. And by the way, uh, go fuck yourself. I've got a job. My job is the truth. Your job is obviously an agent provocateur. I don't give a shit whether you brought this movement out or not, or if that's your claim, or if your claim is you work to NASA. Show some proof, or at least answer a fucking question. What was it like working together with NASA? Your non disclosure agreements obviously don't mean much because you've dedicated a flat earth channel called the NASA channel. So, why don't you come out with some proof, Mr. NASA? Mr. fucking getting under the sheets with dudes for money? Fucking gay whore, that's all you are.